That was a hard one to watch, was it no?
I mean, I knew it was good. Obviously, there was a clear gap in quality. I think we get kind of whiffs of that at Ibrox, but
Quality or no quality, right? I don't care what Rangers team you put on the park there. To finish that game the way we finish it, honestly,
Aye.
if we fucking start to finish it wasn't good enough.
no.
There was far too many passengers. Cifuentes was like a man missing. Dessers was like a man missing. Raskin was like a man missing. They were a good team, but we could have been so much better. The amount of times we lacklustre, the amount of times that we needlessly gave the ball
Aye.
away and made it easier for them. Aye, they were pressing us high, and aye, we were no real threat to them. But you've got to expect more. People are saying we need time. Right, we've just been gubbed 5-1 off PSV.
Aye.
And what have we got to look forward to next? An Old Firm on Sunday?
Aye.
I'm not confident getting into that Old Firm as I was 8 hours ago, I'll tell you that.
So to take it for the start of the game, like I think we had about 9 minutes there where we started and we seemed like we had so much energy. We were
looked
popping the
alright,
ball about, we looked
shape-wise.
quite decent. But it's kind of the same kind of script, like poking through for all the other all the games we've played in the past. We still don't have a big enough presence up front.
Nowhere near.
The weight of passing for the start, for the get go, lost us a lot of good, what potentially could have been good chances. And a couple of key players that we were hoping to rely on, missing. Like Raskin was quiet, Cifuentes was quiet. Again, when you've got two players that are quiet, I think Lundstrom as well was struggling to link up with Cantwell on a couple of occasions. But
I mean, Lundstrom starting for me is got to be the biggest shock of the night. Not even the 5-1 defeat and Connor Goldson passing it into the back of the net. John fucking Lundstrom in the second leg against PSV.
Aye.
I can't remember the last time John Lundstrom kicked a ball and played well.
Aye.
Alright, he might have played alright against Ross County at the weekend. You're on it, you're starting John Lundstrom over Ryan Jack.
aye,
In a night like this.
aye, that's what I said on Twitter. Like it's always got to be controversial. I mean, I know Lundstrom had a decent game like when he come on at the weekend, but I still don't think there's players in that squad we've been screaming out to start big games. Matondo was one of them. But
And we've
like,
seen glimpses at least from
Aye.
Matondo tonight in terms of hit the post, they got in behind. He never played his best game, but I mean it was really hard for any individual to play
thing
their best
is,
game in a night like this.
he got his start, but John Lundstrom, he's been out of form for a long time. He has a decent wee spell in a previous game, and then he starts in arguably the biggest game of the season so far. Or Ryan Jack, who I think fits in well. He fits in well because he can link up with Cantwell. There's
He's
a
sharper,
balance
he's
in
got
that
a better mind
midfield.
for the game as well, he's
Raskin, Jack,
sharper.
Cifuentes, it's great balance in that midfield, and I didn't understand why he put Lundstrom in for the start, and I do not understand why he never saw any of the game at all.
Again, I think one of the things that's concerning me as well, and it might not be that easy to see in a night like this where your backs are against the wall against a quality side like PSV, but I don't know what we're trying to do.
No.
I really don't know what we're trying to do. Like, I'm talking about for the first game of the season where we lose to Kilmarnock, and even in some of the games where we've had relative success, you know, like against Livingston or, Morton, we beat.
Aye.
But what the fuck is it we're actually trying to do? And again, our podcasts have came with a tinge of negativity over the last, 2 weeks or so. But I think it's for reasons like tonight where you get pulled apart like that.
Aye.
And none of the players step up to the mark, step up to what's required of them
Aye.
when they put on that jersey.
Yeah.
And it's understandable. PSV are a good team, but you can't afford to have each individual so far off the pace that you just get fucking steamrolled like
Aye.
that. It's
Aye.
unacceptable.
Well, that's the thing, because in some periods of the game, you did think to yourself, there's not that much between us here, like, especially earlier on in the first half. But
Aye.
again, like, we've seen that in the past as well, where we'd start off really quick and it almost worries you because you know there's a period of time where I don't know if we want to take a breather or anything like that, but as soon as that press drops, as soon as that pace drops for us, the full team just drift back and we sit so deep. And I think that hammers us because PSV, a team with the way we've played them in the past, they're a team that you want to be pressing. Like, and we did that in the first 10 minutes. You need to be pressing them constantly. There's mistakes in the back there.
That's how we won the second leg.
Exactly.
Last year was a high press on the edge of their box.
Forcing mistakes, trying to force mistakes.
Malik Tillman forced the mistake for the centre back, cut it back.
Sima
Kolak slipped
in the last game.
Goal. The last game was seen it there. Why did we not do that at all tonight? Was it lack of bravery? Was it no Michael Beale's game plan? What is the game plan? Is the game plan to we resorting to a low block ourselves in a game like this? You know, it's fucking pathetic. We lose 5-1 anyway. Why not come out and get a goal? We never gave it a go.
The only player I saw in that team that was like, fuck it man, I'm just going to go for it, was Matondo.
Exactly.
And I mean, he done a couple of players hit the post, they had great chances.
Surprise us. And there was one situation in particular with Matondo where he does make the run in behind and Raskin absolutely shafts him by just making an arse of the ball. Should just knock it over the top. Doesn't do it. Tries to slot it through
Barisic a couple of times, like an easy ball up the wing, and the weight of the pass is just tragic, man. Literally a defender getting in front of Matondo. Again, time and time again, the common theme in all the Rangers games so far this season has been slack passings killed us.
Yeah.
We're literally up to the point we got Matondo, we had no out ball, but now we've went to the problem of once Matondo's got the ball, Dessers is no mobile enough to become an out ball for Matondo.
Don't start with Dessers, because I was giving Dessers the benefit of the doubt, and we've had a lot of stick off of people in the comments going like that. Well, it's been two camps. It's been the camp give them time, and it's been the other camp. This guy's not up to the par. You know what I mean? Well, Dessers the night for me was horrendous, and I don't know if that's because he finds himself isolated up there. But I said during the game, give me an overweight Morelos in that position, because at least he could hold the ball up, let the ball stick. I mean, it's just unacceptable, and the ball cannot just break down every time we get into their half. And then we're constantly on the back foot again, and it happened time and time again. And I don't know who to blame, if I can blame the forwards or blame the full-backs or the defence. It's a team thing, except for Butland. He stopped
it for being 8, probably. 8 easily. But the thing is, they had so much joy down the right-hand side, and a lot of that comes down to Cifuentes, because Cifuentes was completely off it. You know what Tav's like when he's left exposed at the back? Yes. It's always a bomb scare. Like, he needs somebody to play with him, help him out defensively. So is Barisic on the other side. But with Cifuentes, the performance that Cifuentes put in the night, I think, left us so lopsided, it was unbelievable. And PSV spotted that straight away, and all the boys were going down Tav and Cifuentes' side, because...
So if you're Brendan Rodgers, you're watching that tonight, what are you thinking? You're thinking, we're going to double up on James Tavernier, by the way. We're going to overload them wide, and I don't know if that's how Rodgers plays, but after watching that tonight, there we go. That's how we nullify Rangers.
Again, Cifuentes he seemed completely his depth, and that may be because, well, he's played in the MLS for a long time, but how big and how intense can a game get, not against the MLS, but it's nowhere near European football with the hostility, the atmosphere, and I think he seemed like he was in a bit of a shock, and it was a bit of a shock in that game.
He didn't look up to the pace, but even when he got on the ball, a lot of the play that broke down through him. I mean, it broke down through everybody, but he was one for me that stood out the night. Raskin again walks into the club and says that he's got ambitions of playing at the Premier League. Well, I'm sorry, son, because you do it here first before thinking about the Premier League. Take that initially, but then also you've just been absolutely hammered and bullied by quality midfielders in that PSV side.
Aye.
So step up to the mark with us first before worrying about what you're going to do at the Premier League. And these players have got a lot of making up to do come next Sunday, by the way.
100%. The only tiny bit of light I can see at this was I'm glad it happened now before we had a repeat of last year, because if a team like PSV, who get into that Champions League, are going to be far for the favourites, or far anywhere near the favourites, what are teams if we get a draw like against Newcastle again, we get drew against your PSGs, your Madrids.
What would a Man City team do to us? I mean, that was a dismantling, but wow. We are Europa League level, but look, there is ways to drop into the Europa League. There is ways to no qualify for the Champions League, and to just no show up
and top it halfway an own goal. It's just
you become the laughing stock.
It's not got to do the team any favours, especially now that there was like a period, like a couple of games, the past couple of games have started to go. The team seems like it's coming together a wee bit. There's small improvements, and if you want to come out the back of that, you at least need to put the work in. If you're going to lose in a Champions League playoff, you need to do it in the right way. Like for the first minute to the 90th minute, see if it's 3-1, 4-1, and you're at it constantly all the time, and it's just one of the things we were outclassed and outplayed. Fair enough,
and we were outclassed and outplayed, but we were also outworked and we were out-strategised. Michael Beale lost the chess match tonight. Big style.
And I was in disbelief when I saw players coming out the tunnel and there was no changes. I don't know what it is. Like, why can we not just
modern
make
football,
a sub?
People don't make subs at half time anymore. For
mental.
Some reason,
that's what half time's like.
That's what it's built for almost. Do you know what I mean? But no, we're forced to make our first sub, and it's because Barisic gets injured and we bring on Dujon Stillen. I'm saying, right, just make a couple more subs, like 2 minutes into the second half. I'm already going, they've coming at us. We need to make some. And the subs did make an impact. Well, sorry, Lammer made an impact. Danilo, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Danilo. I don't even want to talk about Danilo, to be honest.
I feel like the game was kind of played round about Danilo, and it has been for the past couple of games, and obviously he's not been starting.
But I've got a few particular bones to pick, right? First of all, what on earth is happening when we get a shy? Look, I don't have my UEFA licence. I've never coached professional or development football. I've not even played to a high standard. What are we doing with our shies?
We're
taking shies. There's nobody round about the guy who's throwing the fucking ball. We're taking a decade to throw the ball into the park.
The thing is, like, we might be wanting to slow the game down, but it's like the least effective way to do it. Like, there's ways to slow the game down. It's like when tight in possession, it's basically keep my hold of the ball as long as possible, making them work in the press, but we just never done that. We decided to go get a shy, and then everybody's standing still, and it's taking us 10-20 seconds to take a simple throw in. It's just
there's times to slow the game down. It's not going to get beat 1-0 or 3-1. Alright? That for one. And also, see as a fan watching your team take 35 seconds to throw a ball into the park, ultimately to throw it to the opposition's feet. There is nothing more frustrating than that. And what about our defence for set pieces and balls into the box? They've got Luc de Jong up there, fucking Mr. Hightower himself, clinical in front of goal. For corners in particularly, why is John Suter not just standing on that guy, man marking him? I don't understand.
Why could we not double up on him? Like, you've got Goldson, who's the same height as De Jong. We've got Suter, who's got the strength. Like, you could double up. Again, I've not got my A licence either, but you think, see with the amount of times they lost track, or Goldson marked them, completely lost track of him. Lammers has marked him, still another tall guy, completely lost track of him. Like, you've got to put more resources into containing him in the box, because his movement in the box is top class. You know what I mean? And that threat should have been identified like so early on in the game. After the first time when it was ball get put into the box, De Jong peeled off Goldson right out into the outer edge of the box. He had
And
all
just-
the space
just
in the
puts
world.
it by
That's
the
a
post.
warning shot.
Yeah.
Never mind it happening time and time again for the
And
rest of the game.
Well, they got another 2 goals out of that as well. So that they were only doing what we were doing, going up the byline and crossing it in like an outswinger. They were actually cutting back and going in swinger, which really suits that big De Jong. And even if it's no there for the headed finish, you see what he done at the back post, unselfish, plays it across, and that Sabari just knocks it in at the back stick. So again, just really lacklustre, disappointing, leaves a sour taste in your mouth because, again, like I've said it before, there's ways to go out in the Champions League and drop down to Europa League.
We knew it was going to be a tough task at the start, and if we get beat 2-1, and you know, fans could see by that, but like we've put in a decent performance. But I think like collapsing like that towards the end of the game and allowing 5 goals to get in is just, it's not going to help the team out in terms of getting the fans on their side. I just don't see it. Even though, like as I said, the only like, light in this is that we know, and we knew that before, but we're never ever, we'll know yet anyway, we're never a Champions League quality side.
No.
And 100%, I think like drop into Europa, I think we'll do really well in the Europa. Obviously, if we keep progressing, getting better and better every single game. But this
this is my problem, right? And people are going to comment the same thing again. Give them time. We're not even out of August, all right. But we're out of the Champions League.
Aye.
That's a fact.
Yep.
We've got Celtic on Sunday. That's another fact. Much time do you want?
Aye.
How much time do you want? You know what I mean? They got a pre-season for a reason. They've played multiple games. I can't see what Bill's trying to do with them. I'm honestly lost for words because I'm not seeing progress the way I would like to be seeing it, and it's worrying.
Aye. So if you enjoyed the podcast, then leave a comment below, like, subscribe, let us know what your opinion is on the second leg PSV game. You can also do that over on Twitter @BlueSea Podcast and on our TikTok @BlueSea.podcast, and we'll see you next time.